Hello and welcome back. My name is Dave and today we got the Hunt for Eagle 1. Before we get into it, on the back we already got the description. It was a right mashup of what's happening. There's names everywhere. It's got plots here and there. It's a right mess of the actual what they're trying to describe the film to you as. Basically, you got a helicopter pilot who takes off one day and gets shot down by sort of rebels. In the Philippines, it seems. Or somewhere around there. Because it says Philippines in the back of here and Philippines in the film. Anyway, they get shot down and basically they got to rescue Eagle 1, basically helicopter, and Captain Jennings, I think it is, the lady helicopter pilot, is Eagle 1. And of course, it's on the back here, it says it's all about, controversial raid to capture terrorists, held up with Philippine rebels, etc, etc. Unfriendly territory to rescue Jennings, stumble upon a secret anthrax lab, destroy bioweapons, hunt for Eagle 1, real battle. Yeah, basically the right mashup. Really good film though. The budget is pretty healthy. The film is quite good, but you can sort of tell it's not quite smooth. It's that sort of first film jitters, I suppose you'd call it, where it's not. They're almost forcing the acting, and it's not just done. It's forced. It feels a bit uncomfortable. But then again, when they get into it further along the film, it gets a bit smoother and it feels a bit nicer. The sound quality is really nice. The explosions, the details, the uniforms, helicopters all look very nice. Yeah, very impressive sort of film. I really quite enjoyed it. What I read on the back here, it did put me on slightly, but when I watched it, I did quite enjoy it. It looks pretty impressive. So, but it's got all, like I said, mishmash characters. It's got loads of names in here. A couple of people from Cradle 2, Brotherhood of Wolf. It got Bad Boys 1 and 2 in here. You got Batman and Sin City people in here. It got a load of big name actors, but doesn't really add nothing to the film. You just think it's like Rihanna in Battleship. She adds nothing to it. It's just having a name in the film, which I kind of think about this really, is just having names in the film, which kind of ruined it for me. If they just put some unknown people in there, maybe might have made it feel a bit smoother, a bit nicer, but still, it's quite nice at the end of the day. But yeah, turn the volume down because your music in the background should be hearing that. They say it's like a non-stop combat adventure, and like when Jennings gets shot down over the enemy territory, they say it's a race against time to sort of help her, but trying to find this bio lab as well and rescue someone whilst trying to not take in too much combat. It's kind of a thing that doesn't really work. You've got to have combat if you're going to take a BioWare site out and rescue Jennings, who might be overrun by rebels. It's kind of the plot works in the film, and it does. If you separate it off between scenes in your mind and actually just watch the film for scenes as it is, it does click in, it does work, it is edited quite nicely, it does follow what they're trying to tell you. Which sometimes you get films that are not quite there, get all over the place and very too much. This one does work quite nicely, so yeah, very nice film, and it's going to take a bit of a look on the other side, shall we? Closer up. So, Mark Dacascos. So Mark, Teresa Randall, and Rutger Hauer. Yep. Mark Dacascos, Teresa Randall, and Rutger Hauer. I hope I got those names right. I know I got Teresa Randall right. The other two, I'm very sorry I've got them wrong, but yeah, I said before, not very good names. But the Hunt for Eagle 1. The only thing harder than combat is rescue, which I don't think is true actually, because I do think combat is harder than rescue. You can rescue anyone, it depends on what the situation is, and that situation is just not correct. Very overdone on the picture, I think, but very nice still. But I think it's a little bit too much going on. You've got two characters here. You've got helicopter in the background, big smoke pile, which I think is good. Some more soldiers, but the picture filters they use, for me, it's a little bit over dramatized. It's almost like too grey, too scratchy, too over too overworked. You see what I mean with zooming a little bit closer? Just a little bit too much for my liking, but if they took all the scratching out on the side here and around the edges, made a bit more one colour, took that maybe might look a bit better, less grey, but there we go. This sort of era of films seem to have that grey thing about it, doesn't it? It's like Afghan films and all that sort of idea. The back is a bit nicer in some ways. It's got a sort of more orange tint, a bit more one sort of focus, I suppose. It looks a bit nicer, and a little bit on the inside as well. Which I'll come to in a minute. Yeah, so let's have a look on the back, shall we? So you got the old orange sort of filters, got the pictures, some text, and nice actual explosion, dust cloud with some soldiers running. That looks quite good actually. It gives you a bit of insight into a little bit of the film. And you got some pictures there as usual. You got the Captain Jennings, I believe it is. Yeah, you got Captain Jennings there being held prisoner. You got some of her soldier teammates come to do the rescue. And at the top, you got a hit the lens. You got a tank sort of armored vehicle with some soldiers running behind it to come and help, sort of thing. Marta Cascos, I think. Anyway, Teresa Randall and Rutger Hauer load the weapons for action in a non-stop combat adventure, The Hunt for Eagle 1. General Lewis leads a controversial raid to capture terrorists who have holed up with Philippine rebels. The helicopter pilot, Captain Amy Jennings, and her crew are shot down over enemy lines, compromising the mission. In order to rescue her, Lewis has chosen the best men for the job. Lieutenant Matt Daniels. Faced with impossible odds, Daniels goes deep into unfriendly territory to rescue Jennings, who has stumbled upon a secret anthrax lab. Can they find Jennings in the time and destroy the bioweapons before they can be unleashed? When the Hunt for Eagle 1 ends, the real battle begins. Like I said earlier about the mishmash of things happening there, you can sort of see it when you read it in the case there. You got a raid to capture terrorists. You got Amy Jennings shot down, who compromises the mission, first mission. Then you got someone to go out and rescue her, but she has gone on to find a bioweapons lab, and they got to shut that down as well, whilst trying to find her and do the original mission before the real battle begins. That's kind of a lot of things to do in such a short amount of time. Which just seems to be a bit... It sounds a lot, but it actually does work out in the end. So inside you get the disc. It looks exactly the same as the front cover. A little bit overdone for my liking, a little bit squashed in, but yeah, not too bad. Didn't cut the bloke's eye out in there, so it wasn't too bad. And it gave you a nice little booklet as well. So the front of it is exactly the same, so I just turned it over and had the chapter selections on there, which is good. But nothing else. There's some films on the back which you can go and buy later if you fancied. Chapter selection, which has got only 12 of them, but I like that. Nice little hat. It has something in there. It's quite nice. You can just take a look. It just fills the empty space up, I believe. So I like it. It's the same sort of the background of the back of the sort of box here. That sort of orange tint with a couple of pictures in there, helicopter and that, and soldiers on the beach. It looks okay. I can't argue against it. It does me quite nicely. So there we have it. Hunt for Eagle 1. So yeah, Hunt for Eagle 1, a mishmash of writing on the back that really confuses the hell out of you, but a film that generally does quite well. And I do recommend you watch this one, but whenever you get around to it, it's not one that desperately needs to be watched anytime soon. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I take a couple times to watch it over and trying to put together what actually happens in the right way. So, but no, Hunt for Eagle 1, good film, a couple of good cast members, not a bad film actually. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.